You are now familiar with all style of coding in Verilog. In today's episode, we will focus on various if-else conditional statements through example. We will get familiar with all sort of conditional operators associated with if-else statements. At the end, you will get familiar with never before seen equality non-equality operator exclusively used for digital logics in Verilog. Stay tuned till the end of the video. Hey guys, welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the below points. If-else basic structure. We will look into different variants. Next, the writing style we will compare from a beginner to a pro. Next, we will talk about using multiple conditions in the checking counter of if-else blocks. Next, we will see some example of if and else. In the next section, we will enter into the operators that can be associated with the if-else blocks. First, we'll talk about the relational operators. Next, we'll talk about the logical operators. Next, we'll talk about mathematical operators. Next, we'll talk about the equality or non-equality operators. That's the menu for today. So without any further delay, let's begin. If-else basic structure. First, if we have a condition here, you can see, then we have a single statement for true condition. Else, we have a single statement for false condition. This is a very basic structure. Here we have not used any other keywords. Only if and else is there because only one statement after the if or else. If multiple statements are used, we will come to that point. Here comes a multiple statement structure. First the if, then its condition is there, and then we use the begin keyword. This is similar to the programming language opening and closing braces. In various programming language, open and closing braces are used, whereas in Verilog begin and end keyword are used. Next comes the multiple statement for true condition. Then we use end of this if. Now we have the else, and again we have a begin for the else. And here we have multiple statement for the false condition, and then we end the else. This way you can see side by side compare between the two, where you can have a single statement or multiple statement inside the if-else blocks. Next we have condition 1. For that we have a single statement. Condition 2. For that we have single statement. Condition 3. We have single statement. Here you can see we have not used the else, only if we have used. So all are true condition. Here we do not have a false condition, only we have the true condition, but separate condition which are mutually exclusive from each other. So condition 1 is mutually exclusive from condition 2 and condition 3. Condition 2 is mutually exclusive from 1 and 3, and in the same way 3 is mutually exclusive from 1 and 2. So this way the basic if-else structure can be written in a Verilog block of code. In last couple of episodes where I have emulated different codes, you might have already came across the if and else conditions. So there I have not explained the structure because in Verilog we have to learn something first and then we have to go in depth. So now we are going in depth. We are done with this particular slide, so let's move on to the next slide. So if else, we will start with the beginner and then we will move towards the pro style of coding. So here the same code we will use in the left hand side as well as in the right hand side pane, and only the change of coding style will be from beginner to a pro. So when you start coding, you will use the beginner so that you don't make a mistake, and once you grow up in the Verilog coding, so there you will use the pro style. If condition 1 begin, then we have multiple statements followed by end the begin one. Else begin, then we have inside that we have a nested if condition 2 begin, and then we have the multiple statements end, then else we have again the begin and multiple statements and end, and finally end the initial begin. This is a very beginner like coding which I suggest you should use at the first so that you don't make a mess with the code. Now over the time when you grow up, you code in a different style. If remember, the left hand side and the right hand side codes are same, begin, then multiple statements, end, then else if begin, when we have the condition 2 in the nested if, then we have multiple statements, we have the end, we have the else begin, and we have the multiple statements again, and we have the end. Here if you see, right, this and this line is same, or rather this block is same as this. We do not have a change here. Next, where do we have the change? Where we are using the nested condition. So here you can see else begin is there, and then we have the if begin. Two sort of begin and end are used here. However, in the pro style coding, what happens that else, then we put if, then condition 2, then begin. So one begin gets subtracted from the writings, and here you can see this begin end thing is not there. Here itself the trimming down happened. So once you grow up in Verilog coding, you make this kind of changes by yourself. And here you can see that this particular block versus this particular block do not have any changes. So we are done here. I think you have grasped what I want to say in this particular slide. So let's move on to the next slide. Using multiple conditions. Now by condition, what I mean, we have a parenthesis, pair of parenthesis. There we write some conditions. So here how we can put condition 1, condition 2, etc. How? So we will give a example just for your understanding. Here let me bring up the code. First we have write 1 and this is logical and, not the bitwise and, write 2, and with this whole set of condition, this particular condition, we are ending this. We have read reg equal to read reg 2. This condition and this condition has to be satisfied for this particular if block to get executed. Next, we have the statement for the true condition when this condition and this condition are satisfied. Next, we have else if. There you can see the condition 1 remains same in the next nested if, and here it changes not equal to. This was equal to, and this is not equal to. In later this particular slide, I will explain all these operators. So here you can see for this if block to execute, this condition, that means here to here and here to here, simultaneously have to be satisfied. Next, we have the statement for this particular true condition. We have the next statement and we end it. Next, we have the another condition if write 1, and here we write another statement and else. Finally, we have one particular line. So folks, here the focus of this slide was on this particular if condition and this particular if condition. Rest of the things are fair easy enough, like this one or this one. You can understand them very easily. However, how to write multiple condition, you can look at here and you can have a grasp how you are going to write multiple conditions inside the if conditional counter or conditional checking. We are done by explaining through example here how to use multiple conditions. Let's move on to the next slide. Here we will go through some if else example. Although we are going through example, we go through another example here. Here we have always, and the sensitive variable is RST, and we have begin. Then if RST set q equal to 0, else we will remove the assignment. This means this. So we will do the deassign q and we end. So this is a new keyword. You can see I have mentioned earlier that deassign can be used to do the reverse of the assignment that is done here. So this is one example. If else can be used inside a always block. We go for the next example here in the same slide. Always at the rate, the sensitive variables are write, read or status. Either of these three becomes sensitive, the always block will execute. So we begin the always block, and there we have if not write. So here you can see there is a bang sign and we begin. So this is the if else if out equal to old value and end. Else if not status, that is we have a bang sign here. You can see not status, q equal to new status and status equal to hold, and we end this particular if. Next, else if not read, that is bang read. So we have a bang here. Then we do out equal to new value and end, and we end the entire always block here. This begin and this end are paired. So although right now these examples do not hold any meaning to you because we are not inside a design, however, by looking into these things, you will be easily stretch your hands to code for the Verilog codes for the if and else. So these are the few styles in which the if and else coding can be done. I have walked through you a couple of examples so that the things get very clear inside the mind. Only theory doesn't clear, rather the examples will clear inside your mind how you have to write the if and else. In actual case, when you are writing for a design, you will automatically use these things. But however, some example has to be shown in front of your eyes so that your mind has deciphered how you will use the if and else inside the Verilog blocks. We're done with this particular slide. So let's move on to the next slide. So if else coding is done so far, and now we'll have come to the next section where we will cover the operators. And here in this slide, we will talk about the relational operators. And here we will go through a table. This one is a less than operator. So this is A less than B, is less than B, then return 1 bit true false. What is the return value? So this is a 1 bit true false value. Now similarly, this one is a greater than B, is A greater than B. That will also return 1 bit true false as A and B values are there. So this is greater than equal to A greater than equal to B is a greater than equal to sign, and this is less than equal to. So remember, all these operators here shown has to be used inside the if conditional checking counter, that is within the parenthesis. We're done with this particular slide. So let's move on to the next slide. Logical operators. Here you can see this is AND operator, and how we use that. Suppose A is a variable and B is a variable. A and B means is A and B true? Both are true. Returns 1 bit true false. This is OR. So A double pipe, that means ORing. Is A or B true? So is A or B true? This means, and this is not. OR and NOT, the three logical operations are performed here. So last one is the NOT. If not A, so if A is not true, we can also call it a negation operator, so that it negates the true condition. That means the false condition will be picked up. So these are logical operators. They can be used inside the checking conditional counter of the if, that is within the parenthesis. Let us get familiar with some of the mathematical operators here. This you may use for variable calculation some point. These are not used generally, but however, they can come through some expressions. So I am not stressing here, but for yourself, getting familiar is the first thing. Star is A star B, means multiply A with B. Slash A slash B, integer divide A by B. Plus A plus B, add A and B. Minus A minus B, subtract B from A. Percentage A percentage B, A modulus of B. So in case you have learned the C language or the Perl language, you might have already came across all these operators. They are also available there for mathematical calculation. So similar set of mathematical operators available here inside the Verilog, and you can use them for your mathematical calculation. We are done with this particular slide. Let's move on to the next slide. Equality, non-equality operators. Now, if we write one equal sign, this means assign A to C. So that means A will be, it's a continuous assignment. So A will be assigned to C. If we use double equal to, that means C equal to A. What does this mean in Verilog? C is equal to A returns 1 bit true false condition. Applies for 1 or 0. That means this one or this one, either there is 1 or 0. So for both of them, either in 1 or 0, this particular equal to will work. This logic equality using Z or X operands returns always a false. So we cannot use Z, we cannot use X. So we know in digital electronics these two states exist, that is Z and X. However, this cannot handle the Z and X and returns always false. So remember this thing. This can be used for 1 or 0 and not for Z or X. This will not work with this particular operator. Not equal to. Here you can see C not equal to A. Is C not equal to A? Returns 1 bit true false logic equality. This is for that you can understand very easily by comparing with the equal to and the not equal to. We're done here. In the next slide, we will talk about the special equality, non-equality operators. So let's go there. Special equality, non-equality operators. Now, in the last slide, we have seen that the double equal to sign cannot handle Z or X. Now, this triple equal to sign, here we write like this, A triple equal to B. This includes 0, 1, X, Z. So it's appropriate for the Verilog coding, and this is not equal to and it is a not. So it also handles the 0, 1, X, Z. So this 0, 1, X, Z is also taken care here. Identical to be 1 bit true false it returns. However, the main focus is 0, 1, X, Z. Now let us compare something here. Equal to test logical equality test for 1 and 0. All other will result in X. Triple equal to test 4 states logical equality, that is 1, 0, Z, X. Equal to for comparing bits 0 or 1 triple equal to comparing for 4 states, that is 0, 1, exit. So this is very strictly you have to remember, because in Verilog, if you are comparing between two logical values, then I think this operator or this operator is the right one to choose. Although the other ones shown in previous slide exist, but these are the right ones to choose for your comparison. In case you are comparing an integer to an integer, then I think previous one is okay. Equal to can be synthesized into a hardware XNOR gate, but triple equal to can't be synthesized as X is not a valid logic level in digital. It is in fact having voltages in between 0 and 1, and Z is not itself any logic, so it shows disconnection of the circuit. There is one demerit, this is mentioned here. You have to choose the operators wisely. We are done here with the particular slide. Let's move on to the next slide. Thank you very much for watching up to this point, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In case you have some dislikes, put that as in words in the comment section down below, and bye for today.